New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. You're tuned into the DJ Energetic Show.
We are.
Hey, you will feel like your father. Hey, say thank all of you for making me work hard.
Hey. Tune in to the DJ Energetic Show featuring M City Jr.
Now I got to let her know, Daddy ain't never gonna leave. You know I want you, girl, for all eternity. Girl, when I first kissed you, and I realized it was meant to be, and I realized you are the one that God sent to me. Loving you, girl, said I'm loving you, girl, said I'm loving you, girl, said I'm loving you, girl. Now I got to...
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your boy, DJ Energetic, with M City Jr.
Baby. Yes, you know the P stand for Papa. It's M City JR. What up, dope?
Man, what's going on, brother? But listen, so we have some very dope conversation today. It's about being an independent major, right? And the majors still want to holler. Shout out to the major labels. Much love to y'all.
Shout out to the bag.
My boys, man. Let me explain something, ladies and gentlemen. No matter what, if you're a dope artist, doesn't matter what age you are, they will still come for you.
I mean, yeah. Music is timeless. It doesn't have an age to it. Age ain't nothing but a number.
You know what, man?
We saw that with Killer Mike. Winning a Grammy, for best rap album.
That was dope. And then he got arrested.
Yeah, that was like.
It was like, yeah, finally, conscious rap won. 2 seconds later, all of a sudden you see the police, and you're like, "Come on, man! Like, come on!" No, that was actually very interesting. Like, I was watching. You were watching it?
No, I saw the aftermath. I'm not really
Oh no, I was watching it, right, and I was cheering it, right, and all of a sudden, 2 minutes later, you see the officers just run right in and go grab him. You're like, what? That is. Come on, bro. That's not right. Your biggest moment ever, you get locked up?
Win some, lose some, I guess.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, so now.
It's time for him to increase his security.
He did increase his security.
Well, I'm saying, like, in a world, where you have security, a normal person shouldn't even be able to get to you. Last time I checked, the police officer ain't nothing but a normal person, so they shouldn't even have been able to get to him.
Yeah, but a lot of times upstairs might be like, okay, here's a secret door and go through it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So again,
but I think it's like boxing. You got to protect yourself at all times.
That's true. You basically, you know what I'm saying? You had a lot of great time, like a lot of security probably back in your day, right?
No. I ain't
never
security.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
He said he is a security.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an adult male. Like, I don't need anybody else to protect my person, but me. I guess having people that back you up and support you is always a good thing. But man, I came from the streets. I came from the hood, so surviving, my environment for 20-something years, was a lot more cumbersome and challenging than, trying to survive out in the streets of, in the real world. The real world is a lot more forgiving than the hood is.
I never asked you this question. I always wanted to ask you this, right? Your logo.
Yeah.
Where did you get the idea from it?
I don't know, honestly.
Like the yacht club. Like, what made you come up with the yacht club?
Well, the yacht club was already a brand and it was already a thing before this logo appeared. What's funny is my ex actually My ex actually designed this logo. So shout out to Addicted to My Ex. You know, we got to flex on him one time.
No, we're not doing all that right now. You know what we doing?
Oh yeah, we still addicted
We
to
doing
flex.
this, man. We shout out to Addicted to My Ex, but we got to do this.
Yeah, you know how we doing it. We addicted to flexing. So that's just what it is.
It's over, ladies and gentlemen. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I know what it is, man. P stands for Papa.
Yeah, that's what
Y'all know what it is.
Let's go.
I love flexing on all my bitches' exes. Make them mad, make them go into depression. When he see me, he run the other direction. Where he going? Oh, that dude be stressing, he be stressing. I love flexing on my bitches' exes. I love flexing on my bitches' exes. I love flexing on my bitches' exes. I love flexing on my bitches' exes here. Flexing on them here. I be flexing on them. I'm back in the city, I'm slicker than Noah, but I ain't no Diddy. Been holding it down if you don't see I'm round and they don't say that. I come with the bitches making more money than all of the bosses. $100 lip glosses, she don't even care what it costs us. Very demure. I bought a new chain, a diamond ring, and a Cartier. Heard it say something slick, but it's kinda hard to say. Bitty toilet. I sent him a drink, bought him a bottle, he couldn't afford it. Should've seen his face, he was so jelly cause he had to pour it. Clock it. Bought me and Shorty a fur and a hat, we be matching us. Seen her ex, when he seen us, he had to make sure that his chain was tucked. I thought it was cap, had to make sure, so I went there and checked with him. I ain't even got a flex on him, he gon' be salty if I'm standing next to him. Cause I see everybody be looking at us when we walk in the room. Why wouldn't they hate you pretty this way and it ain't even noon? They not on your level, they lurk on your page as soon as you see them. Now they blowing you up just to link up, so oh wait, hold on. I see everybody be looking at us when we walk in the room. Why wouldn't they hate you pretty this way and it ain't even noon? They not on your level, they lurk on your page as soon as you see them. Now they blowing you up just to link up, so stop. Just exes. Make them mad, make them go into depression. When he see me, he run the other direction. Where he going? Oh, that dude be stressing, he be stressing. I love flexing on my bitches' exes. I love flexing on my bitches' exes. I love flexing on my bitches' exes. I love flexing on my bitches' exes here. Flexing on them here. I be flexing on them. I go to the car while she work at just so he can wash on the whip. Cause he do a good job, I make him do extra and don't even tip. He missed the spot. If I do leave a tip, it's probably to tell him get off of my shit. As soon as he done, I pull off some from quick. Like skirt. He talk about me in the group, you know that make him a groupie. And the way we be dogging him out, you know that boy is a goofy. And speaking of goofy, he broke as a joke cause he making me laugh. I wasn't trying to be rude, but it was just something that I had to ask. Stupid. I'm risen, dripping, baby, I'm risen. Look at my chain, my Galishka prison. All of these bars, my Galishka prison. My new worth some millions. Run that this to $1 billion. All in their face, we headed a race. You know that bitch gon' hate, but stop. Just exes. Make them mad, make them go into depression. When he see me, he run the other direction. Where he going? Oh, that dude be stressing, he be stressing. I love flexing on my bitches' exes. I love flexing on my bitches' exes. I love flexing on my bitches' exes. I love flexing on my bitches' exes here. Flexing on them here. I be flexing on them.
Ooh, fire. That's just, oof.
See, that's exactly how I feel. I wish I heard what you heard. You see what I'm saying? You see how terrible it is when you can't hear?
You really can't hear that?
No, I wish I could though. It sounds like
That's not even fair right now. I'm thinking
from
that
the
you
looks of it, you were jamming pretty hard though. So I'm gonna take it that you were listening to Addicted to Flexing.
Exactly.
See, I just visualize it off of. I'm like, oh, he's turning up so much.
He always jokes around about that.
He must
He's
be
like,
so addicted.
Nah.
Addicted too.
How do you feel? Now my question to you now is, right,
Yeah.
starting to gear up again.
Yeah.
You're getting a lot of people calling you.
Yeah.
How does it feel? Does it feel like it's a very, you know what I'm saying? Do you feel more generated up now?
I feel like I just turned down $1 million deal from Epic Records last night. That's what I feel like.
Nice.
Oops, I did it again. Sorry, not sorry at all. Shout out to Epic Records though. Hopefully they come back with a bigger, better deal.
Ooh. Do. I'm just speechless, ladies and gentlemen, because that's a single deal. That's not even an album deal.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
why
Shout
I'm
out to
not.
that. That might be I don't know. I have to look. I'm actually gonna I'm gonna look that up. I don't Google anymore, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, we're definitely not fans of Google anymore. Not that it isn't a great advertising platform, but as far as retrieving information, it's kind of like obsolete. So I've been over there on Grok, on over there on Twitter and Grok using the AI system over there. So I'm gonna actually ask the AI system. I'm gonna ask them what is the highest grossing single deal. You know, because I from the sound of it, 5 million for a single is kind of historic. I don't know. What do you think?
I haven't heard anybody get. I honest to God, I haven't even heard a single for $1 million.
Oh yeah, well there's tons of those.
No,
There's
but I
tons of those.
haven't really heard that in a long time.
Yeah, it's probably been a minute, but there's a long time where, oh yeah, 1 million off a single was nothing.
Do you feel like now my question to you is do you feel like the independent route is better, or do you feel like going to like a major label if the price is right?
If you want me to be honest, I've never really been able to experience the independent route solely because by the time the success rolls in independently, the majors are already calling. You know, so it's kind of like one of those situations where I don't know. Maybe by the time by the time this independent money was rolling in, so were they. So I never really had a chance to push a major like a hit record solely just without the attention of the record labels, without the attention of the majors. So I don't know. And I think for me as an independent, it's kind of fun getting the attention of the majors. It's it's kind of like we can do it too kind of thing. Because at the end of the day, we're producers. We produce the content, we produce the product. They're more so good at marketing. They're more so good at supporting an established company, especially in today's day and age, where the job position or title of A&R or artist development really doesn't exist. Yeah, I think it's just kind of fun. It's kind of fun being independent. Yeah, I think it's fun, but I think nothing really compares to the experience of a major situation. You know what I'm saying? Like major financing, major backing. Truth be told, yes, independent life is fun. Independent grind is beneficial. Um, it just doesn't have the same impact, I think.
So you have more fun basically doing independent because you could drop whenever you want and you don't have to have anybody say anything to you.
Yeah, major labels turn in very quickly for me at least turned into a job. It very quickly it just turned into a job. It turned into what I have to do in order to pay the bills. And that's not fun. That's not fun. So I think to once you're forced to create, you kind of lose the creativity. You kind of lose the inspiration. Um, I think Addicted to is an amazing record. The one you just played, I think it's fantastic. I think it is absolutely jaw dropping, phenomenal. I also think it took me 10 years to redo it. You
Well,
know?
because you're a real artist. Like, yo,
I mean, and I'm just being honest. I don't think, 3 years ago, could I have created that record? Absolutely not. It wouldn't even have been the same.
what
Without that
made you?
record, let's say, listen, like 3 years ago with that record, I wouldn't have Clock It. I wouldn't have very demure. You know what I'm saying? 3 years ago, I wouldn't have had these things. So
Elaborate more. Why didn't you think you could have made 3 years ago?
those terms didn't even exist. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Those
wow.
those things didn't even exist. So I think like with that, those terms created um inspiration. You know, those terms created inspiration. They created an energy that I could relate to. They created a situation that I could speak on for the generation. So, like a big thing with Addicted, the first one is it really spoke to the generation. It really summed up what was going on the internet, socially, virally, for an entire generation of kids. And yeah, I think 10 years later was the perfect time to kind of like re-narrate really what's going on the internet and see, and see what, you know, just really give it to them in a different way, in a more turned up way.
So okay, so this is my question to you,
Yeah.
and this ain't trying to get props or anything like that, because I'm asking you in a mental state, like what? I know it's your 10th year, right?
Yeah.
But when did you really feel comfortable that you can do it again?
You said what made me feel comfortable?
Yeah.
Nothing made me feel comfortable to do it again. Honestly, it was kind of like I had to do it again. It was literally that. So like I actually have a couple singles that I was listening to, and they're good songs. But when I tell you, absolutely nothing compares to a hit record. Nothing. When I played or when I made Addicted to, it was unquestionable, undeniable, undoubtedly the next record I needed to go with. I have tons of records that I've played for my administration, and they might love it. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, this is a hot song. This is your next single." I'm kind of like, "Yeah, it's okay." Or I'll send them a record, and they'll be like, "Yeah, it's okay," and I'll be like, "Man, this is a hot record." Addicted to is the first record since Addicted one that I have unequivocally, undoubtedly said, "This is it. It's time to go." So that's also a very important thing, is believing in the record and believing in the music. And don't get me wrong, like I said, I think I have tons of great songs, tons of great music. I don't necessarily feel like any of them were undeniable hit records, but Addicted to hands down is, and that's the beauty of it.
No, that's yeah. Like you play, except hey girl.
Beautiful record. That's what I'm saying.
I'm
That's a beautiful record,
not gonna
and
lie to
people
you,
love
man.
that record.
I'm not gonna lie to you though. Like if you really needed like a girl type of record,
Yeah,
I really think that record would have took you out of here.
yeah. I make fight music for high school kids. I
Don't
make
feel
fight
bad.
music for college kids.
Bone Crusher did the same thing. Think about how many kids in football listening to you in the locker room. I hate. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. I make fight music for college kids. That's what I realized.
That's dope.
Yeah.
No, that really is. That's really
I
dope.
make flex music. I make flex music for college kids.
I I ain't flexing. It's like,
Yeah, it's a great record. I really love that record.
I think you adapted the style. Like not adapted. I meant to say like I'm gonna put it. You basically you super sane.
Well, yeah,
That
the funny
record.
thing is it's
You
mine.
went to super
That's the
sane.
funny part. It's mine. And I remember kicking it with you. You were one of the ones who really made me like see that and understand that was mine and my flow. Like that is the MCDJR flow. And how ignorant of me to not do my own flow. That's ignorant. It's just literally it's ignorant.
Yeah, but you got to realize too, man. Like, even when you blow up the first time, and to get to like a certain success, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it just goes left. It's like kind of like it's hard, like with rappers and stuff. And I've seen it with a lot of people who I'm close with, right? They have a hit record, the record will blow up, everything will go smooth, but then they get mad because they didn't get to that level. So what they do is they kind of like erase that part, but they still play it. You know what I'm saying, in front of the fans, but they will never reiterate or come back and redo that style, even if it's them.
Yeah. So for me, and I get it because I didn't do that style again for 10 years.
You
So
know, that's
I
the thing.
get it. Um, but I also was never in a rush to get there. You
Hmm.
know, I was never in a rush. I knew a long time ago, and I mean a very, very long time ago, that this was a career for me, and it wasn't. It wasn't a hustle. It wasn't a
I
lick. It
never
wasn't.
asked you that. Hold up. That's a real good thing that you just brought up. When did it like dawn on you this is always gonna be my career?
A very long time ago. Probably probably had like a lot to do. I'm talking about like early teen, 18, 19.
Really?
Um, and probably with the incorporation of my felony record, catching some cases where I had a felony at 18. So, back then it was a lot of myths, a lot of things going around like, with felons, you couldn't get government funding, you couldn't get college loans if you were a felon. So all of these things like played into me not really having a choice. So it was either like rap or bag groceries at the grocery store. It was kind of like, it really wasn't too many options for me, especially being a felon at such a young age. So, you know, it yeah, it was just kind of like one of those things. I kind of knew that, yeah, those were my only options. It was either do it or be a bum, kind of. Not
I
that
did not
people who
know
bag
that. So
groceries
it
are
was a do
bums,
or
but
die?
they are, huh?
So it was like a do or die.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, it wasn't like do or die. It
Not
was
like that, but I'm
it
saying
was
like,
do or bag groceries,
yeah, so
which
I'm
I guess
saying
is kind of like death. I guess
yeah,
again,
because
again, not to disrespect any of the grocery baggers. Just you know, do better.
no, absolutely. Like it's not no, that's not dissing anybody in any which route. It's just saying that you had basically a choice to basically
Be a bum or dumb.
um,
You know.
how was that, man, being 18 years old and just being like, and then having, because I know a lot of people around me, man. And I seen it being an advocate
Hmm.
when you would literally go into that room and they'd be like, yo, you ruined your life, or you don't have a chance anymore, or that's it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I
Nobody,
guess, and it's like a chance at what? You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day.
no, no,
Only thing
that's
that
it's
we're
like
talking about having a chance with is like their societal norms and whatnot. Can we cuss on this? Are we? What are we
no,
doing? Oh, okay. I was just asking.
no, we're not.
Normally, we're trying to be PG and stuff.
Absolutely, no, no. But I'm being real with you right now. Like that's a beautiful thing that you basically focused in on it and said, yo, I'm gonna make myself something. I'm not gonna be just another statistic inside the system.
Well, yeah,
That's why I took a look at that. I'm like, wait a minute, what? I'm like, now I
yeah.
got a lot of
I was
respect because
racking
I
up
understand.
statistics really early. You know what I'm saying? I was racking those statistics up really early, and I think with the incorporation of those statistics, it was kind of fun to be like, well, yeah, here, let me take this one in a million statistic too. Everybody always says, hey, you have a one in a million chance of making it, and one in a million chance to do this. Well, shout out to my baby girl Aaliyah, one
Mm,
in a million, my baby.
that's dope. That really is. Because it's like, to me, I'm like sitting there and I'm just thinking about it. Think about that. Think about all the people in your city. How many people really came out and became famous or got a gold plaque?
Well, the funny thing about it, I'm from Detroit, so a lot of us are famous in our own mind already.
No, I'm not even saying that. I'm saying like what I'm trying to say is that's hilarious. But what I'm trying to say is like,
Yeah, I thought I was famous before I was famous, anyway.
yeah, because you had 100 freaking people, like thousands of freaking people at your show. I saw it.
Yeah.
What song made you what song made you really pop off in the underground in Detroit?
That's a good question. Um,
Because you had to get like,
I'm gonna say probably grinding. I did a remix to Lil Wayne's grinding.
oh really?
Yeah, you never saw that?
No.
Oh, it's phenomenal. Actually, it's a video for it. I wonder if you could pull it up and play it. Well, no, it has cursing in it. You can't do that. But I did a remix to, and this was the fun part. I owned a studio back in Detroit called the Yacht Club, of course. And this was a time where our production capabilities were just top tier. Top tier. I could, an artist could drop a record brand new. An artist can drop a brand new record. I'd have it remixed, produced, and a whole video done in 24 hours. A very great production stream, that I had, and great production capabilities that I had at that time. So grinding, Lil Wayne had just dropped grinding. We saw it on like World Star or something. He dropped it. We take it. I think the instrumental was already online on YouTube or something. We just ripped it off, and me and the guys sat there and cooked literally in like 30 minutes to an hour. The song was finished, and I'm standing there in the studio, and I came up with the video idea like before the song was even finished being mixed and mastered. I called my videographer at the time. This was at nighttime. I called him, told him the idea, and the video shoot was scheduled by like noon the next day. And it was a very easy shot. It was very easy. Because I went to school for video editing.
I
A
did
long
not know that neither.
Yeah, very long time ago. What's so funny is I was just going through some paperwork and I actually saw one of my college tuition papers that. But anyway, long story short, the video was done by 3 o'clock that day. And we dropped it that day with no promo, no heads up, no nothing. We just believed in the content. We believed in the shock value. We believed in the production. We dropped it and it did like 150,000 off the rip. That was probably like the biggest aha moment of my early.
150,000 was streams?
Yeah, not with nothing. Yeah, absolutely, with nothing. With nothing. It was a pretty dope situation, I must say.
And then that's when you started to see the buzz just go nuts.
Yeah, that's pretty much, yeah. So after releasing that, maybe 4 videos later came Addicted. Yeah, so it was on and popping. It was on and popping.
4 videos later came addicted.
It went like grinding. Then we did like a 0 to 100, which I can't find online anywhere actually. We did a 0 to 100 video. That was pretty cool. They did like 50,000. Um, and then after that I might have did 22, then mandatory, and then boom, Addicted was here kind of.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's why you say your first real single that you really dropped was
Yeah,
addicted.
yeah, for
Oh
sure.
my god.
Very
Oh my
strategic, people really don't see that. I didn't drop until I knew it was it. Even just like now, you were just asking me, about the other records and other flows and stuff. It was like, yeah, those are just records. They're just songs. They weren't hits. You know.
I know. Remember, you sent me it and you were like, "Yo, take a look at this and take a look at that." And I looked at you, and the first thing I said to you, "Why aren't you doing another addicted?"
Yeah,
And then you looked at me. You were like, "What?"
yeah. A hit is a hit, bro. So that's
No,
that.
but I loved it because it's like you're so smart. You understand? So when I talk to you, you're very, very smart and stuff like that. So for you to just stop for a minute and pause and think. And I literally sat there too. Felt like it was like an awkward moment. Like, you know what I'm saying? Did I just open up a box or something? Like,
And literally did though, bro. Because like when I tell you my great guy Ali, like the greatest, Mr. Pache,
shout
he
out to
had called
Polly.
me today, man, and he's like, dude, you really have a hit record on your hands. and he spoke to me about the craftsmanship of the record, and his literal words out of his mouth was, "There are no flaws." He said, "Dude, there are no flaws in this record. It's a flawless record, top to
No,
bottom."
when
And yeah, it was meticulously crafted. It really was. As a matter of fact, I remember talking to you about it, and I remember you asking me about it. It was either you or Potty, and I'm like, it's not. Maybe it was Potty too. He was asking me, and I'm like, it's not done yet. He's like, where are we with the single? And I'm like, I'm working. I'm working it. I'm getting it done. And he's like, yeah, but like, it probably took like a couple weeks. And he's like,
it took you 3 weeks.
yeah, he's like, where you at with it? And maybe even like I said, you too was like, yo, what's up? And I'm like,
I was
guys, it's
sleeping. I
going.
was sleeping in
I'm
my
telling
bed,
you, I'm
ladies
like,
and
it's
gentlemen.
going amazing. It's not done yet, but I'm telling you, it's going amazing.
I was
It's
sleeping in
amazing.
my bed.
It's a great record. Let me finish it.
Can
But
I tell you
yeah,
something? I was sleeping in the bed with shout out to my wife out there, right? So we're sleeping in the bed. I get a text from him. Guess what? I said, what? This is like 12 o'clock
oh, that's when I just
midnight.
finished it. I think that's when I just finished it. I didn't even record it
Yo,
yet.
he said, Jack, listen to this. I kick out Thea.
Oh, this is when I was done with it already. When I sent it to you. Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah.
You were like, I'm not. No, you were on the phone with us. And then the first thing you say, you're like, I'm not going to send it now. I'm not
Oh
going
yeah,
to
I
send it.
remember. I'm like, I'm not gonna send it to you.
Yeah. I'm like, send the damn record already, man. Like, stop fucking playing with me already. Send the damn record. And you go like this. You went, look right now. And I send it. And Thea, right? She jumps up. You didn't know this. So she jumps out of bed, right? When you said the record's just up, she goes, let me hear it now. Like you ever see like somebody coming off of, like a mummy or something like that? Like what's that? Vroom?
Yeah.
Let me hear it right now. I was like, okay, and then I pressed it, and all of a sudden I listened to it, and I was just like, yeah, I think. She go, what? I said, what kind of yacht do you want?
Yeah. Big time, right?
No,
I
it
love
was
that.
out of here. There is nothing that we could say and we can do to make that record better.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. Nothing. There's nothing that I could do to make that record better.
No,
Honestly, like that's the crazy part. Nothing that I could even do. That record is literally flawless. It's flawless.
the record's insane.
It's flawless, and I love it. And I haven't. I think I was. You probably remember me telling you I haven't had a record that I was in love with since Addicted. Like one that I felt confident enough. And I always say like I didn't love Addicted, so I don't mean like that. Although I didn't love Addicted as a record, I knew for sure it was a hit.
Oh, the style's out of here.
Yeah, I knew for sure it was a hit. So I haven't had any confidence. I haven't had the same level of confidence in any other record since Addicted. So this one is really special to me.
I like Flexin better than Addicted.
Well, I hope so.
No, I really do.
Yeah, why?
Because Addicted kind of feels like a basic record now to me
Ah!
compared
You
to the
better
new
not
one.
let you bet. Hey, listen, you better not let the flexers hear you say that, man. The flexers gonna be on you.
They can be on me, whatever. You just want like Addicted's first level, Flexin's third level.
Yeah, Super Saiyan 3 on
Because
that. Yeah,
because of the cadence and the way how your voice elevated with the I'm
yeah,
not gonna take it on. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
Addicted is kind of like I'm addicted to flexing on my You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
it's like when you hear that record was kind of like, okay,
Addicted 2
homeboy,
is definitely turned, bro. Flexing is definitely.
homeboy was a pimp. Now he's a Mac.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I've heard you say that before.
Yeah, but I'm just saying nobody heard me ever say that on here though. So it's addicted is a pimp, flexing is a Mac. And I'm gonna explain to you why. Addicted is a kid coming into the game the first time.
Yeah,
With everybody trying to figure out where's he gonna go on there, right?
yeah,
Flexin now is like, okay, y'all didn't believe in me, but here we go. Now the game, the pimp game, just got macked. You feel me? And that's what I'm talking about. You know, it's like, come on, you can turn down a lot of things, man, and still get bigger offers. So that's insane.
Yeah, shout out to that $1 million I just turned down last night. I'm still
No.
I'm still kind of on a high. I'm still like on cloud nine from that. Um, yeah, the speed in which I said absolutely not to $1 million was
Because you
kind of.
love that record so much and you saw how addicted really did.
I mean, you can only be dumb. You can only play dumb once. Can't play dumb twice.
No, I just know we have it this round. That's the crazy thing.
Can't play dumb twice.
And the crazy thing is, all the listeners and everybody listening right now, you're probably like, dang, man. It's like every time I come in here, these
I
dudes
think
make
also my fan base is truly going to appreciate this. My fan base is going to appreciate the fact that um I don't have the same amount of red tape behind me as I did the first time. Um the red tape, the legalities of being a major artist on a major label definitely have the potential to slow up your momentum, especially when you don't have a voice, when you don't have a strong team that supports you and is able to back you. It's very easy to get lost in the system, very easy. So I believe my first time, just not knowing as much, not having, I was kind of just literally a kid, soaking it all up. Trying to learn as much as I could while still maintaining relationships, while still trying to be creative and blah blah blah. I just had a lot to learn. And
How long were you signed on Atlantic?
Atlantic had 1 year of my career.
1 year.
1 year.
So you did all of that in 1 year.
1 year.
So the videos, what was that record called that I freaking love to death? Bitch by Ya.
You're cursing.
I didn't mean to, but that's what the name of the record is.
Yeah, you're correct. Yeah.
So it's technically not cursing if that's the name of the record.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. A year of my career is all they got from me.
Jesus. And then you had that crazy record too where you were sitting outside.
I mean, it's actually, I'm not gonna say that's all they deserve, but
One thing I gotta say about you, you were one confident SOB. And I love it. And I love it. You're one confident one, bro.
Honesty probably plays a big part in it. I think it's probably less confidence, more Godfidence. And yeah, just playing with some truth. I'm just telling the truth. I'm just serious. I'm just serious.
He's just loving it right now. He's having a good time. He's got all of his chains on.
It's a good day.
One day I wish I can get as shiny as you. Wait a minute, hold up a second.
One day it's coming. Yeah.
Oh,
what I'm talking about.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold.
That thing's been shining on the thing all this whole time.
Again. You know what I'm saying? We chilling, we having a good time, we smiling. You see all the stuff in the background, you know what I'm saying? Like it feels so.
I'm about to you're gonna help me build this studio in my house. I'm gonna put up all my crap.
Absolutely.
I got so much crap, it doesn't make any sense.
But yeah, one thing I always gotta tell about you, man, you always fly. You always look, you know what I'm saying? You always got the drip on. One thing you always gotta say about it.
I just threw this on.
I'm done. That's how you know he's a real artist. Like every time I see him, he'd be like, "This talking about my hat."
Yeah,
he goes,
crazy.
I wear this in the house. I'm like, yo, bro, I can't.
Sure, I just threw this on. Yeah, I had on a religious robe actually about 10 minutes prior to getting on.
I'm done.
Yeah,
you had a religious robe on.
Yeah. It is what it is. Happy Holy Day.
God bless.
Yeah.
But now to your fans and everybody that's watching you right now, right?
Yeah.
What is coming up for Flexing?
Well, you guys have only heard it here exclusively with DJ Energetic. So, Cinco de Mayo,
Mm,
May 5th,
mm.
5/5/2025, my baby. You know, 555, that's a very good number. Shout out to all my angel numbers, 555. I love you guys. The what's next is you guys really getting the record fully. Like you're gonna get the record. I'm gonna drop it Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop maybe some content with it. And I really want to build my fan base, the Flexers. I really do.
I like that. They call the Flexers.
Yeah, the Flexers.
Oh, you know what we should do?
Yeah.
We should make an TikTok for all the flexes and be like, yo, put your best flex video on there. Show me how
Yeah,
you
listen, so I've been
flex.
trying to look for the names, but all the freaking names are taken. All they didn't took all the flexing names. It's like, ugh.
Oh, you know what you call them?
Yeah.
The top flexers.
The what flexers?
The top flexers. Like
Top
the
top
should have the top
flexers.
10 flexers.
Yeah, I was thinking like that, or like I don't know,
I want to see the female.
flexers,
You know
or
what I want to see? I want to see the females how they flex.
oh, they're the best. They're actually the best flexers.
Why do you say that?
Be- because they're emotional. That's why. Because they're emotionally charged.
Yeah,
They're when
true.
they flex, they put their emotions in it.
That's
You
why a
know?
lot of them, if you ever see them flex, they don't even got their girls in the video.
Yeah.
Their homegirls, they push them out of the video.
Yeah. Shout
And
out
they
to
said,
my
let me.
flexers for real. Yeah, the flexers.
Oh, this is going to be interested.
Yeah.
Man, this is really going to be interesting. Like, I just can't wait to see the amount of support that the top is going to be like, whoa.
I'm excited.
What do you think the hardest part is going to be through the journey? See, the thing is, you're not taking the easy route. The easy route would have been sign with the label and run with the label, right? And let them handle it. Now, because you're an independent, what do you think the hardest route is going to be about pushing this record?
So I don't think there is a hard part with pushing a hit record or pushing maybe even like maybe there's hard parts of pushing a good record or there's hard parts about pushing a bad record, but pushing a good record or pushing a hit record is actually not that hard. It kind of pushes itself. I'm just gonna be honest. You have to be there. You have to be present. So it's like this. If you hear a hit record, do you say it's a hit record? Are you gonna be like, oh yeah, that's a hit if it's a hit, right? So the only challenge is just getting you to hear it. I don't have
Yeah.
to necessarily sell it. I don't have to, I don't necessarily have to convince you to play it over and over again. It's a hit record. So my job is more so just like I have to just be there. I have to show up. I have to be present. I have to I have to give you an opportunity to hear it. And that's kind of just like
Mm,
all my job is. I just got to give you the opportunity to hear it and you're going to love it yourself. You're going to do what you want to do with it yourself. You're going to share it with your friends yourself. You're going to make TikToks to it yourself. You're going to, download it yourself. You are going to play it every day in your car by yourself. I don't have to tell you to do anything. I don't have to push anything. I don't have to, like I said, I just have to kind of show up for the record.
true
That's like
story.
another thing that I always used to explain to people. I created a product or, I created a song that lives without me. People are in love with the song, they're not necessarily in love with me. So I show up as a representative for the song. I show up as, the presenter of a song. And I present to the fans the music and just kind of let them do what they want to do with it. You know, if they want to, yeah, if they want to take it and stream it 100,000 times, who am I not to support them and tell them, hey, you can do better, 200,000. Who am I? Who am I not to encourage you to double that? You know?
I know that one thing that I know that Greece went crazy and played you for a whole week.
Yo, Greece, I did
10,000.
10,000, bro. I did 10,000 streams in a week. Jeez, jeez,
And that's Greece. That's just Greece
dude.
just went nuts with it. And
Yo,
you
it's
know,
really crazy.
and I don't
It's
think
really
people
crazy.
understand this neither. Apple is so hard to get streams.
Yeah, and also, dude, my Apple analytics are outperforming my Spotify analytics right
What?
now. Yeah, first time in my whole career.
Wow.
First time in my whole career.
It's just going nuts.
Hey,
So what is the, if you mind me asking, what is the calculation in the Apple now?
as far as what?
How many time all time plays Addicted has?
All time I'm at like 44 million, something like that. Like 44 million. Um, I'm probably somewhere around 50,000 a week
That's
streaming.
that's insane.
That's light. That's like no work, no effort.
No, but I'm saying like 15 million altogether.
Yeah, 50 million. Yeah, for like 44 million.
Insane.
Yeah,
And
that's
the crazy thing is, I can't wait to see what this Flexin does.
100, 100 million on Apple, 500 million on Spotify.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a.
500 million on Spotify, 100 million on Apple, hands down.
I think it's gonna be a billion.
A billion on what?
Spotify.
Go for it. I'm not mad at it. I'm
I
not mad
think
at
that,
it.
I think they're gonna call him up, and I think they're gonna give him that award where he has the big, huge silver cup.
I ain't mad at it.
And then I'm gonna die laughing because this cup's gonna be like this, and it's gonna say straight up billion, and it's gonna say eaten.
Yeah, I'm
And
not mad at it.
I'm gonna look at you and I'm gonna be like, well, nothing else we can conquer, boy.
I'm with it, dude. I have I've almost hit another million streams on Addicted since I hit 100 million.
Less than a month.
Yeah, absolutely. Less than a month.
Less than a month.
Yeah.
A million.
Yeah, like I'm at like 850,000 plus.
That song in probably about 5 or 6 years is gonna be a billion.
Yeah, something like that.
If it keeps running like this, that song's gonna be an
It's
easy
not gonna
billion.
no, it's not gonna keep running like this. It's gonna run even bigger. It's gonna keep going. I still
Oh yeah,
haven't
no,
toured. I still haven't toured.
yeah,
I
you haven't.
still haven't toured.
He hasn't toured. He hasn't
I
done.
still haven't done the Addicted tour.
You are you ready for this?
Are you ready for the Addicted to Flexin tour?
Yeah. Let me ask you something now. Are you going to come out with? You ready for this?
Yeah.
Flexing first or addicted first when you up on stage?
So I was actually, it's funny you asked me that. I was just going through a set list. And if I'm to be honest, I'm actually not as proud of a current set list as I used to be. Um, like I said, it was a point in time where I was really focused on artistry. I was really focused on lyrics. I was really focused on being a considered a talented rapper. So that
Mm-hmm.
was kind of like my whole identity. And since I have amassed other accolades and I have found a confidence and a surety in my talent as a rapper, I'm kind of like, over it. I'm not interested so much in proving that I'm a good rapper. I know that I am. So now my focus is just creating hit records. And, my focus is pushing hit record or these hit records to a point where they're iconic. You know, I'm just kind
So
of
my question to you is right now. Let's say the Flexin remix. Who's your dream? Who's your all-star team to be on that remix?
my all star team for that remix is Young Money. Put Drake, Wayne, and Nicki on that remix, and I'm done. Them
Mm,
together. I need them together, like the old Young Money. I need Wayne, Drake, and Nicki on the remix together,
wow, like back in the days
like
of
back in the day.
like back in the day.
And I'm and it's pretty much out of here.
I want to hear Wayne. Imagine Wayne's verse on there.
I would love a Wayne verse on there. I would love a Wayne verse on there. I would love a Wayne verse with
I'm
an
gonna go
M
search
City
that.
flow on that mug. If he hit like yo, Wayne will go crazy. Nicki will go crazy. Nicki will go crazy. Have Drake sing the hook. It's over. It's over.
How would he even sing the hook though?
I'm addicted to flexing on my handset. I don't know. You
Would
know
you?
how
I
he does
wonder
it.
how that beat would sound though.
I
I'm.
need I need hand look, I need old school handshaking Drake.
Oh God, you talk. I know. Oh, I
Yeah,
needed that.
yeah, oh I needed that. Yeah.
Oh man, this is gonna be good, man. And all right, so the Young
I might
Money.
even put Boosie on that mug. Put Boosie on the remix too. Yeah, that'd
Ooh,
be crazy. You know, but listen, aside from all of that, one person who honestly does not get enough credit, and I have to literally take this moment out to credit him for every piece of inspiration that he has been to me in my career, and I've never spoke on it, and that is Soldier Boy, DeAndre Way. Hands down, the one of the biggest inspirations of, I'm not gonna say of like me rapping, but of my career. You know, like the rapping part, the artistry part has always been, you know, the the battle rappers, the lyricists, the Eminems, the Jay Z.
that's so interesting.
Um, Soldier Boy, I do not give DeAndre Way enough credit for influencing my career.
How did he do that?
I mean, I don't. What do you mean? I don't even see how you could how he didn't do it. He he is the father of Yah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
He's
I
the
always,
father of Yah.
yeah, man. It's
The
like,
the
yeah,
Yah only exists from him. There
yeah.
is no there is no other Yah in existence.
Hmm.
Like for instance, you were just talking about the record Be By. That is literal Soldier Boy. Yeah,
Yeah,
trick, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah,
I
blah.
never wanted to say that, but definitely, yeah. Because with his first album,
No, it's not. It's undeniable. It's not even a question. DeAndre Way, Soldier Boy, 100%.
give it to him.
Yeah, hands down. Yeah, I should have actually given him a lot more credit a lot sooner. I'm actually probably now that we have said it, I am actually when I do my media tour, when I do my interviews, I am no longer going to mention Eminem and Jay Z. It's official. From now on, I am going to respectfully give Soldier Boy the credit that he deserves for influencing my career. I would love a tour with the man too. A good M City JR Soldier Boy tour. Yeah,
That would be crazy.
that would be crazy.
And actually, what's crazy is right now is I know the person around him right now.
Who, Theo?
You got Theo, but then you got somebody else too that helps him. That's close to my boy's family.
I'm gonna
Like he
say
was.
shout out to my homie Theo. Theo, he supported me. He supported me in the addicted run, extremely heavy, and I really wish I could get back in contact with him, but he's so busy. But
Mm.
you know, Shout out to Theo. Shout out to whoever you're talking about too.
Yeah, big shout out to everybody. Yeah. Wow. That's pretty cool. And yeah,
trick, yeah. Blah 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 blah.
so you still listen, Soldier?
No.
Listen,
No.
I'm not gonna lie to you. He had 3 songs that
No, and if you want me to be honest, I never really listened to Soulja. He was just kind of like I didn't like buy his album, Like I wasn't at the time Soulja Boy was hot. I'm literally listening to Lil Wayne.
yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you could take it back, that's what I was saying. Like, my original influences are spitters, they're lyricists. I'm not listening to Soulja Boy at all.
Yeah, but I feel like
And
you
that's
were
why
just
I
giving him
said
more
that's why I
credit
said
just
I
for the
never gave him the credit for me rapping or like my early part of my rapping. He didn't inspire me to rap. He inspired me to make a hit record. He
Yeah, it's
inspired
playing
me.
songwriting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. He inspired me to do what I had to do to
because
get
he had
busy.
a lot of people really don't be giving him love, but he cranked that Soldier Girl. Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. There's so many big things. Like a lot of people
Dude, turn my swag on.
I'm about to get to that one.
Come on now. Yeah,
Kiss me to
ridiculous,
the phone.
ridiculous, bro. 100%.
What was the other one that was? I love the one with him and 50 Cent. Mean Mug.
I don't know that one.
Mean one was crazy.
I like him and Gucci, man. Him and Gucci did a joint
Which
that
one?
was man shopping spree.
Shabbos Spree was dope.
Yo, that was fire. Shout out to Draco. Yeah.
This one for your stereo. Come on. Song is
Yeah. Don't do that. Next.
Nah, but oh man.
Yeah, none of that.
Oh man.
None of that.
Oh man. I really just
When I come over there, I'm gonna move your buttons closer to your freaking hand so you don't have to reach halfway across the world to press a freaking button.
it's my workout.
Okay. Never mind, I digress. Push that button a little more. You lose a couple more calories. Yeah, there you go.
These just break.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but
Hey, everybody that's tuning in too, I need to drop my shameless plug. You already know it's MCityJR. Follow me everywhere at MCityJR. On the fan page on Instagram, m.city.jr. Created by Papa everywhere else. Let me know what's going on, man.
ooh. So we're gonna get into just 2 more questions and then we're gonna call it a night.
Okay.
Now he says Soldier Boy influenced you. Explain to people the difference between the spitters and the songwriters.
Man, this is two different things,
Like you said, Jay-Z and Eminem, that's what I mean.
Yeah, like songs remind me of like a melody. Like what's the melody? What is the hook? What is something that I can sing along with? Um Spitters are like what story are you telling? What message are you delivering? A spitter has like a message. A spitter has like something to tell you. A songwriter has a mood to describe. A songwriter has like an emotion to project. A spitter kind of just wants to tell you the story. They don't really necessarily. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you're gonna get feeling from it. Yeah, you're gonna spark a feeling or an emotion from it. But my goal is for you to listen to what I'm saying, for you to understand what I have to say. Songwriting is more so I want you to understand how I feel, and I want you to feel this way. I want you to feel this way. You don't necessarily have to listen. You don't necessarily have to process you know, words or metaphors, or you don't have to necessarily process speech for a song, for a great song. Um, for instance, um, ba ba da dee da 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 dum ba da dee da dum da ba dum dee da dum da dum ba dum.
Nobody knew what they were saying.
You don't need no freaking words for that. Like, get out of here. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't need any words. Who cares?
What about that crazy? In the night away.
Yeah, you don't need any words. So, that's a lot more different than when I was just a little baby boy. My mama used to tell me these crazy things. She used to tell me my daddy was an evil man. She used to
You
tell
just
me,
tell me
yeah,
she needed
it's
me.
very different, you know? It's just a very different thing.
Yo, Eminem. Let's be real. Eminem, when we grew up, was insane. Like,
Yeah,
I love all the rappers that came before him. But when
yeah.
he came in, it was like, bro, it wasn't. Listen,
I'm actually traumatized at all of the influences that he actually had on me as a child. Pretty ridiculous, actually.
I believe it.
Yeah,
Dude, but at the end of the day, because you gotta understand too, we were at the near end of Tupac.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? When we came in, Tupac was still
yeah,
the man, but
yeah,
it was just earing towards 50 Cent grabbing the reign.
yeah.
I mean, well, what do you think? DMX or Jay-Z?
As far as what?
Like they were grabbing the reign. Like after the
I mean,
Tupac
well,
era left,
X had it way
Biggie left,
before Jay had it.
huh?
X had it way before Jay had it.
I'm gonna say X, yeah.
X had it
1998.
way before Jay had it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna say yeah. The
X
90s,
was in like the
98,
double
90.
digit. It was in the double digit millions of record sales before Jay even dropped a hit.
The reasonable, you don't think reasonable doubt or
Nowhere near
ain't
a
the
hit.
one like the one I got.
Not a
No
hit.
way.
No, no hit. Jay didn't have a hit until his third album, bro.
Yeah, I can see that. What about what's his name? Like, what do you think DMX's first hit was? The
I
anthem?
don't know. Stop, drop. I don't know. I was a kid.
The anthem, right?
I
It's a
don't
rough
know.
riders roll.
Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that. I
so
don't know.
yeah,
That was
so
the
that,
first, like, some of the first times I got introduced to him. But I was a
yeah, but it
kid.
was so weird seeing him. You know what I'm saying? Because remember when they first was like, I don't know if you remember this, but on the news they were like, people are reporting right now seeing Tupac Shakur in a club, and it was DMX.
Yeah. I mean,
You remember that, right?
no, I was freaking 7 years old. No, I don't remember that.
Oh, I'm sorry. So I was like 10.
No, you weren't. You were 9.
10.
Yeah, whatever.
No, I was 9, but
You're in 4th grade. Get out of here.
I do remember. Listen, I remember that because the red coat.
Dude, you were in 4th grade. Get out of here. You always try to act dated. You're not that freaking old.
I'm not old, but no, I got to. I'm telling you, I just remember X doing that.
Okay, you probably do, but so what?
I remember somebody that everyone's gonna be like, "Get out of here,"
Who?
being next to me. Big L.
Yeah, that's another one. Like, get out of here.
No, seriously, Big L.
I mean,
I
I
seen
get
him
it.
in person.
Yeah, rest in peace.
R.I.P. But no, what I was saying is, what about pun? That's a discussion.
Little did we know we were middle, little.
Yo, but that's some discussion that we have
Little
all
did we
the
know
time.
we were literally in the middle with Italy with middlemen, little did they diddly.
I can't do that line. I can't do that, man. When he did that, I was just like,
Yeah, neither can I.
little diddly, little
Little did we know
diddly.
we were literally standing in the middle with Little Italy with middlemen and diddly something.
It will
I
be a
can't do it
long
either,
day in
but
hell. Man,
shout
taking
out.
it
Hey,
out.
listen, shout out to another legend, man. Rest in peace.
Yeah, but I'm always trying to figure out like who would have had the torch if they didn't pass away. Like who would right now probably be the most biggest influence in hip hop if they didn't pass away?
Probably Pac.
Pac and Jam Master Jay.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know how Biggie would have. I don't know how Biggie probably would have been up there. I think he would have been probably more
I mean, I
successful.
think Pac's his whole agenda was to revolutionize. I don't think Biggie was necessarily a revolutionary. I think he's a great lyricist.
Lyricist.
Yeah, fantastic. I just don't think that he would have revolutionized anything. Pac seemed very hell bent on a revolution,
I
and
really wonder, man. I really wonder between us, man, how a Biggie and Tupac album would sound.
probably fire.
Best album ever.
Yeah, probably fire. Like I've never thought about that before. I wish I had that album.
I'm gonna tell you somebody that I
That'd be
always
a
think about.
phenomenal album.
I'm gonna tell you a rap I always think about, and people go, "Why do you always think about that?" I would have loved to hear an A Boogie and a Pop Smoke album.
Okay.
I would have loved to hear that.
Very New York, but okay.
What about a King Von and G Herbo?
That's very Chicago, but okay. All right.
He's not letting me go off right now. I'm trying to think,
I
man.
mean, yeah, sure. Why not? Chicago would love it. You know,
No, but I'm saying, like, what is in our era?
Chicago would love a G Herbo and Von album. I'm sure.
No, I know, but I'm saying, I'm trying to think. What do you think would have been the most? This is a question, right? I'm talking about the young guys now.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that passed away. Who do you think would have had the most influence?
X.
Wow, I haven't. What about X and freaking
And
Juice World?
hands down, greatest album of the generation, hands down.
X and yeah, because I was thinking about that.
Hands down, nothing else to talk about.
Everybody always got it confused with Juice World. Juice World was a spitter.
I don't know. I didn't know him to be one.
He did it. He spit for an hour without stopping. Have you ever met Juice World? No, you met
No.
PB and I can't say his name right now.
PNB. Man, we're talking about a lot of souls out here, man. A lot of wandering spirits, man. Shout out to PNB. A really great. He was a great guy to me. I didn't, I can't necessarily say that I knew him personally. We met a couple times. Once at a show. Once at we were on an airplane together. We shared front row. Together on the way to a trip to Connecticut, actually. And I was so surprised that he was headed to Connecticut. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? I actually had a shorty that stayed there, so I was on my way to,
What was he doing? A show?
Huh?
What was he doing? Like a show?
Yeah, he had a show in Hartford.
Man,
I had a porn star in Suffield. So.
I used to. That's a plus. But listen,
yeah, we were both going to do a show. Yeah, we were both going to do a show.
What was I gonna say to you? Freaking, did you ever think about doing a record with him?
Not necessarily, no. Like, I wouldn't have turned it down. I wouldn't have minded, but no.
I wonder how that record would have been.
Yeah, so by the time like we were really connected, he was getting into like his singing stuff. He was getting into like the the melodic situation.
Oh, the girls, I like girls.
Yeah, he was doing good.
No, I'm talking about the girls and like I like girls that like girls. That record.
Yeah. He was getting into his singing. He I think he had dropped like a record with Nicki.
Okay.
That was kind of crazy, and yeah, man. Shout out to PNB, bro. I don't want to sound like too mushy or anything, but I really do miss him. That was a really cool guy. Like I said, I didn't know him too much personally, but the few times that I met him, it was always good energy.
Yeah, but you shared a role with him on. Where were you guys flying from?
Where were we flying from? Had to be Detroit, I guess. Detroit or Atlanta, somewhere.
That boy was always moving around, bro.
No, I think it was where was I? It had to be, probably Detroit. Yeah, probably Detroit. Probably flying from Detroit to Connecticut.
Bro, he was
Chicago. I don't know where the heck I was coming from. I travel so much. I don't know.
Bro, he was always. Funny thing is, right? So when he first came up, they gave me a song, the CD of him, and it's like the CD when he just came home, right? I don't know who this kid was. I'm listening to him. I'm liking the guy's sound, right? My man goes, yo, he's going to be over, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to be in Huntington. That guy, remember that guy gave you the CD? I'm like, yeah, he's going to be in Huntington. Huntington's in Long Island. It's a town in Long Island. So I went down there, got to meet him. Cool, he's Spanish. I'm Spanish. Cool. The craziest thing I seen, man, was the way that he had the crowd buzzing. Yeah, and then he came down and he was just a people's person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He wasn't weird. He was just, yo, what's up? Boom, 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 and he just kept it moving like that. I was like, damn.
Yeah. I need to work on my show set. Like I was telling you earlier, I'm kind of not disappointed, but I was going through my show set, and I just don't think I have enough hits. I kind of want another one, which is great because I'm I'm motivated. I'm really itching for another one. I'm like I was just listening to my EP, so you guys know I am curating an EP. It's pretty much done. It was 7 songs, and they're already completed. So the EP is already officially done. But as I was listening to it, I was craving another hit.
He needs a girl record.
Yeah, I was like, I need another hit.
He needs a girl record. Don't get mad at me.
Flexin is kind of like a girl record. Flexin is more for girls than it is guys, I think.
Okay, first off, Althea, tell City that he needs another girl record. Like, hey, girl.
Yeah, he does.
Like, hey, girl, what?
Listen, have I been wrong?
Out of here.
When I tell you something, have I been wrong?
I like how your body sits on top of the photo and it makes it look like
You do too.
Yeah, but yours is much more like
you saw that, right?
Yeah, yours is like
Now don't change the subject.
Okay.
Don't change the subject on me.
Making a girl record.
Because you need balance.
Okay.
What do you
I don't
mean?
make girl records. I make fight music for college kids. I don't make girl records. I make fight music for college.
Yo, white hate girls. Look, hate girls one of the hottest. Yo, listen, I listened to that record repeatedly.
I make fight music for high school kids.
No. We're not doing all this. You need a balance, kid.
No, I need a riot.
No. Ooh. Name of a new song. I need a riot.
No, I do.
No, I need a riot.
Facts.
Ooh, I need a riot. Ooh, oh.
I need nobody quiet. I need a riot.
So you feel like, what about Ya? Like the Ya record? You don't think that's a hit?
What Ya record?
The one. Are you gonna perform those records that you did in Atlantic Records in your show?
What do you mean? Am I gonna perform my own records? Is that what you're asking me?
No, you say you don't got enough hits. You feel?
No, I don't. Not for like a full concert, like a concert set. I don't. I have enough. Like, I'm not saying I don't physically have the material. Of course I do.
Okay.
I'm saying I don't have enough hits. I don't have enough hit records. I have enough songs.
Like Rolling Roaches is a hit.
Yeah. Potty said the same thing.
I feel like Rolling Roaches and the Diamond. What do you call that one when you're shining?
The one where I'm shining.
We got all your jewelry on. What do you call it again?
All my bling on? I ain't even step in here with all my bling on. That?
Yeah.
Get out of here. I'm talking about an undeniable hit record. Like Addicted, like Flexin, like
Rolling.
No, it's not.
What?
Yeah, Potty says the same thing. You and Potty both say the same thing.
Okay, first of all, are you gonna listen to radio hosts? You gonna listen to people that play the record?
I mean, I guess, yeah, whatever.
The reason why I'm gonna say, you know what, that's a hit, is because I was playing it, right? True story. I'm playing it, and I'm not letting anybody hear it.
If Rolling Roaches is such the hit that you say it is, why didn't it get the same amount of attention that Flexin got, and it came first?
Okay, you ready for my answer?
Yeah.
Because it's not enough. Okay, so Flexin is a part 2. Rolling Roaches, you would have to push it out in a different manner. You understand? Like when if we would have put out to make another hit, right? Anything that comes after Flexing is not saying guaranteed to hit, but it's going to get looked at more than anything else that you put in front of it.
I don't believe it. What I'm telling you is,
And here we go.
I don't believe it. What I'm telling you is, I'm looking even now to this day, to this very second. I have analyzed the analytics, and Rolling Roaches is not a hit record. Nobody, nobody has gravitated to that song on their own. Nobody has shared that song unequivocally on their own. People are not gravitating to that song on their own. I have to force that. That's what we were talking about earlier. I have to work that record. I have to force that record upon people. I have to, I've sent it out, and don't get me wrong, I did a pretty good, run. Like the first few weeks of the record, and then it slowed down. Exactly, like I could see it slow down. It's I did probably about 60,000, maybe like the first week and a half, 2 weeks. It really hasn't left 60,000. It goes up a couple hundred every now and then, but it's not a hit record.
Do you
A
feel
hit
like
record, a hit record would still be going. A hit record would still be continuing. That means, and I'll tell you, this is why it's not a hit record. Even let's say it's probably not 60,000 individuals who have heard that record, but let's say it's 30,000 that's played it twice, or let's say that it's 20,000 that's played it 3 times. That's it. 20,000 people played it 3 times. Why didn't 20,000 people play it 300 times? Because it's not a hit record.
hmm,
It's not on repeat. It's not like, they got it on repeat. A couple thousand people played it a couple times. That's it. A hit record is not that. A hit record is not a couple thousand people played it a couple times. A hit record is a couple thousand people won't stop playing it.
that's true? Okay, so when are you gonna make the third?
Let me ask you this question very personally. Very personally. And I already know the answer because I was here. Did you play Addicted to Flexin today?
Yes.
How many times, if you don't mind me asking? Did you play Rolling Roaches today? Exactly. I'm done. Conversation over. Give me my freaking horns. Conversation over. Bing, 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 bing. Yeah, thank you. Conversation over.
I can't talk.
Conversation OV. OV.
What about if I play it now?
You would just be proving a point.
This is why I'm gonna say this, ladies and gentlemen, me and him get along so good because we're total opposites.
Yeah.
But we respect each other's opinions.
Yeah, they're like a-holes.
Oh. And to that I say,
Yeah. They're all full of crap.
so all right, so look. So last question. And then
Okay. Mr. 2 questions ago.
what do you see in the future?
More hits.
Okay, ladies.
Yeah, like the future is, the future's already here. What do I see with the future? It's whatever, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking to an artist right now that's probably going to go into the studio and make another hit. And then I'm just not going to talk because I'm just going to look at him and be like, okay, first I made Flexin, and then you made another one. You have an idea? Do you have an idea what you're going to make? Third one?
I do. I already have a hook for it. I just need a beat.
I can't. Let me ask you a quick question.
Hmm.
When did you come up with this?
2 days ago.
That's why you were happy.
Maybe yesterday, something like that. A day ago, 2 days ago, something like that.
Every time I talk to him, because me and him talk repeatedly on the phone. This is like one of my close friends. I go, "What are you doing now?" And all he's like, "I'm writing something." And they go, "Oh, okay, cool." And then the next day, I'll be passed out sleeping. He sends it, and then I look and I go, so this is what you've been doing.
Yeah, the other day I probably wrote like 4 records the other day. They were
Really?
pretty decent. They're nice. I like them.
So are you going to sell them to any artists?
Nah, I don't care. Whatever.
Okay. Well, listen, tell everybody where they can find you.
My babies. To all my flexers, you already know what it is. The P stand for Papa. It's MCityJR. Y'all can find me everywhere at MCityJR. That's MCITYJR. The fan page is m.city.jr. Man, follow me absolutely everywhere. If you're on the Spotify, hit me up. If you're on Apple, hit me up. I just got on TikTok, guys. Jeez. I'm on TikTok. m.city.jr.
That's dope.
Yeah, hit me up.
And remember, ladies and gentlemen, next week we are going to be in the Bay. This show's going to be in Atlanta and NYC.
Yeah.
So get ready, ladies and gentlemen, to hear the show live on 3 stations, syndicated at the same time. So before I leave, I just want to tell everybody, keep watching, keep listening, and keep hearing. It's your boy, DJ Energetic. I'm going to say this now, ladies and gentlemen. The #1 hit single, aka rapper, MCityJR. Shout out to the Yacht Club.
Yeah, I see the P. I know what it is.
And that's it, man. We out of here. Peace.
Tune in to the DJ Energetic Show featuring M City Jr. New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. You're tuned into the DJ Energetic Show.
We are.